actually a man I admire tremendously called David Attenborough, and I'm about to introduce a wildlife program. Over here, we have the hawk. I'm staying in Iceland right now in a place called, actually this is a very beautiful, spectacular waterfall called Dettifoss. You can't see it from here, but when you get over there, you get a full sense of the scale. And ironically, my last day of shooting completes the beginning of the film. Did you get that? Or I said that the wrong way around. But anyway, the beginning of the film will be from this place, and that happens to be the last day of shooting.
Ridley, it's been 25 years since you directed a science fiction film, Blade Runner. Maybe a couple of people here have heard of that. Why did it take you so long to come back?
Because I was actually too busy doing other movies and exploring other genres. So frankly, I never actually thought about science fiction until I started to realize that actually there was something in the first Aliens that no one had ever asked the question about. And in the next 3 Aliens, still no exploration of that one big question. And I thought, well, that could be the centerpiece of what we've just completed. That said, that is about the only DNA loosely applied to the original Alien. We've gone in another complete different direction, but in the last few minutes of the movie, you'll actually understand what I'm talking about.
I certainly hope so. CG, computer-generated...
so do I, so do Fox.
CG has really been a big part of movies as of late, big event movies. And I think that what you're doing, first in Pinewood and now in Iceland, first off, you're shooting this film in 3D. And secondly, you're not doing it with a lot of CG. You're actually building these sets. Can you talk to us a little bit about why you made those decisions and what it's been like for you shooting in 3D?
Well, 3D has been a wonderful exercise, but you know, I was brought up as a camera operator, so it's really about lensing and all that kind of stuff. So with the help I've had with a wonderful cameraman, Darius, and his technical team, it's been, for me, pretty straightforward ride. That said, I'll never work without 3D again, even for small dialogue scenes. I love the whole process. I love it. 3D opens up the universe of even a small dialogue scene. So I've been very impressed with that. There's the actual effects thing. A great visual effects man who I did Blade Runner with, called Doug Trumbull, once said to me, if you can do it live, do it live. He said, it's always better than anything else. That was like 29 years ago. And even though we've got marvelous digital capabilities today, I would still say if you can do it live, do it live. First of all, it's cheaper. It is not less expensive to do digital.
Ridley, are you a replicant? And if not, why did you leave origami shit on my chair all the time?
I thought you were a fucking robot, actually. I thought robots need to have origami to get the fucking heart started.
Speaking of robots, there is a rumor about this movie that there is a robot in Prometheus. Is this accurate? Will you confirm that here for us today?
There may be two. There may be two.
Ooh, snap.
I think robots and androids and replicants have actually become so much part of the actual science fiction scenario and landscape that they're no longer unique. So what you've got to come up with, like in all challenges, whether you're writing a book or whether you're doing a movie or whether you're doing an opera, you've got to come up with those unique notions that make something fresh. And I think this film I've honestly had a better time with than many years. And partly because I've felt secure in having a terrific script from you. And that said, I want you to do the next one immediately. That's the only reason why I'm buttering you up, you creep, okay? the reason why the film actually has been a good time for me is I've worked with, the cast I've worked with on this particular film has been as good a time as I can remember. So that's two good reasons to keep going.
I just want to state for the record that Ridley Scott just busted my balls in front of 6,500 people. So that's a dream come true. Ridley, I'd like to ask you about this incredible cast that you put together, one of whom is sitting next to me right now, Charlize Theron. Can you just talk about the amazing actors that, that are there with you?
Yeah, well, actually, I saw a film about 10 months ago called Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I then saw it again, and then I saw it again, and I saw the film. I have to say it's one of the most special, you know, whether it's a low budget or high budget movie, it still stands up there as one of the more interesting films I've seen in the last 3 or 4 years. And I kept thinking, who the hell is this Noomi Rapace? And she's just standing on my right now. If you panted Noomi right now. This is Noomi Rapace. Rapace, okay. And ask how many people in that room know the film Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. She may want to, I'll run through the cast and she can talk, okay? Then there's Charlize, my dear, thank you so much for everything you said. And Michael Fassbender, Logan Marshall Green, the new guy from Merck. Wow, that's interesting. Now, why are you cheering for Logan Marshall Green? Okay. Then there's, of course, somebody that I was really thrilled to work with after all these years was Guy Pearce. So there are others in the film, but these are the main players, and it's an extremely good ensemble. Over to Noomi.
Yeah, Noomi. Noomi. Hi, Noomi. How are you?
Yeah. Hey, very good. Hello, everybody.
This has been an enormously physically demanding role for you. Can you talk just a little bit about how demanding it's been? Obviously, this incredible landscape behind you, I can only imagine that you've been doing a lot of running and jumping and falling, and that's just the tip of the proverbial iceberg. Yeah. What's it been like making this movie physically?
Well, I just came back from space like 2 days ago, so it feels really weird to come back to Earth again. It feels like we've been up there for like, we started early March, so it's many months and many, many days, long days, hard days, both physically and emotionally, but amazing and absolutely fantastic. It's been the best journey ever, and thanks to this man, you know, my respect for him has been kind of growing every day, and I've been kind of coming home really late, smiling. So it's been, you know, the script. When I read the script, I was thrilled, and then when we started to work on this and kind of went into it, I kind of completely forgot about everything else, and it felt like we were discovering something that I haven't been in before. So it's so cold here. My nose started dripping. I'm sorry, but it's been fantastic. But I'm bruised. I look like shit today. You know, I have cuts and scars and bruises everywhere. But
I'm so really glad you said something, because it's really uncomfortable. Ridley, I have one more question for you, sir, because I know that you're actually still shooting the movie. And I just want to say that if I were in this audience and I could step up to the mic and ask you a question, you know, I would ask you, is the PG-13 rating on this movie going to inhibit you from telling the story that you want to tell in any way? Has it inhibited you?
No, not at all. You can't do that as a filmmaker. I mean, obviously I've got a responsibility to my studio and to Mr. Rothman, but I always make sure we have both options. You're crazy not to do that, because at the end of the day, we'll both look at it. Tom and I will both look at it, and we'll decide in that big theatre at Fox which is the best way of going. So I've fundamentally covered our ass, I think.
So there will be...
That's as far as I said.
There will be naked push-ups in the movie. Yes. We clarified. Yeah, okay.
Definitely naked push-ups.
All right, well, I know you gotta... That was good. I know that you've got to get back to work. So, ladies and gentlemen... Yes.
The hall?
Check.
I tell you about the hall?
No, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Noomi Rapace, Sir Ridley Scott, Charlize Theron, and we'll see you and you'll see Prometheus in about a year. So thank you very much.